Roll Call 219 here, and I have a bit of a product review here. This is the Mantis Predator electronic game call from Weston Rivers. Now, if you guys don't know by now, especially the new people that come around the channel, I live out in the country. And in the country, I have chickens. I could have goats, I could have pigs, I could have all kinds of things. But right now, all we have is chickens. And with chickens comes predators. Especially now here in the last few months, we've had a boost in turkeys, wild turkeys being born, clutches being born here, there, and all across the county. And when there's an uptick in, game birds being born, there's an uptick in predators. And that's just the way the circle of life goes. So if you're one of these PETA people, well, this probably isn't the video for you. But here recently, and I'll throw some pictures, some snapshots that I have. I've got a critter running around here, and it's a fox. And unfortunately, it's a sick fox. I believe it has mange. I've reached out some other people on my Facebook groups and even talked to Cindy's brother, and he's like, yeah, that thing's got mange. What's really dangerous about this animal, and what contacts me to do this, is we've already had people interactions. Me and Cindy were down by the chicken coop one day, and we're changing out a trail camera because I was wanting to see if he's going to be around the chicken coop, and I'll throw some pictures up here. He definitely is. And we had an interaction with him. He came out of the side from behind us, which is really scary. And by the time I drew my pistol, he was gone. Because we were kind of behind the chicken coop, so he didn't quite know we were there until I said, hey, look at this guy, and I drew my pistol, and he just took off. So having interaction, human interaction, that's not good. My kids go down there, they take care of the chickens at times when we're not home, or we're doing other things in the house or somewhere else on the property, and we just cannot have human interaction with these guys, especially with him coming out in the daytime as much as he has, and plus him having mange. That's really scary, because I have also, smaller dogs that live with us. El Chapo's not getting that old, so he can't move as fast. And Bandit will kind of hold his ground a little bit, but I don't need to have an interaction between this fox and the dogs. That can't happen either. So I've elected to kill this fox, put him out of his misery. Again, I don't want him, pooping and peeing all over the property. I don't want my dogs to get into that either. I don't want my dogs to get sick as well. So unfortunately, I've elected to get this guy pretty much the hard way. Foxes are pretty tricky. They're not so much like coyote, where they will put their hand in a trap because they're just, that predator instinct takes over. Foxes are really slick. From the people I've talked to, the people that have been trapping way longer than I could ever imagine, they've told me that it's really hard to catch these guys, and one of the ways to catch them is to go out and buy a call. That will really lure him in there, especially the way this guy is designed, where he's sick, he's coming out in the daytime, so I'm going to have ample opportunities to get him because of his aggressiveness. Now, this one comes with 25 preloaded predator calls, which include the jackrabbit, the coyote, and the rodent calls, and it says much more. It's got, let me read off some features on here. On the back here, it's compact, handheld caller, 25 preloaded game calls, 105 decibel max sound level, pivoting legs, durable rubberized grip, LCD screen, and you can put this on repeat. That's one of the things that I'm going to try. I'm going to put this in a different area of where I am and put one of the calls on repeat and put it on one side of the property and then try and flank him from the other side. Again, I have to be as tricky as this little critter is, this little bugger. So I'm going to try that method. Again, I didn't have the money to do the really outstanding game calls, something like the ones Primo's makes and some of the other ones that have the tail on there and the tail spins around, to really give them a visualization, geez, if I can get that out, to come over there into range of, taking a shot at them. So I'm going to put this on one side of the yard. I'm going to sit on the other side of the yard and see what happens. Again, I hate taking this kind of approach. I had a bunch of raccoons. I didn't want to continuously shoot raccoons. And at that point, you know, the ammo crunch was going on. And I was dispatching quite a few raccoons at that point, and I started to get a little bit low on 22 because I like to use, you know, CCI mini mags or the stingers. I like to use something with a little bit of high velocity for these guys, not just the normal old lead tips. So I like to use those varmint rounds a lot. So at that time, I was like, well, I'm trapping them. I'm giving them to other people. I just don't have an option here for this guy. I do have a couple of leg traps set out, but there's nothing come out about it. And I really don't want to put it down by the chicken coop, the leg traps over there, because I do have deer that come through there. And I also, you know, again, Bandit likes to take off down there and go do his business down there by the chicken coop, probably trying to compete with other animals that are down there pooping and peeing. So again, this is just one of the options that you could use if you have this kind of problem. Again, I was sitting out on the porch and I started doing the coyote call, and all of a sudden, you know, you started hearing a little bit of barking going on in the neighborhood, and I hurry up and cut that off pretty quick because this is bad enough having this little rascal run around, and then I don't need a bunch of coyotes in the yard as well. They're way more dangerous than this fox. So as you can see, here's the features. And then here's the grip of it. Here's the LED screen if I can try and get it on there. And we'll go through some of these calls here. Again, you have the coyote, rabbit, and rodents. We'll go to the rodents. I don't know how well you can see it. Go to the rodents and then hit enter. And then it gives you a field mouse. And then it's got some raccoon calls on there as well. And to activate it, there's a trigger up underneath the call. And there we go. So that's the field mouse. And again, you could put this on repeat and just having it, just do it once. If you're going to use it with handheld, it goes on for quite a minute here, as I can do the raccoon babies. And then you just click that trigger button right there. As you can see right there, click that, and it'll shut off. And again, you can loop this as well. There's a mode button here, and then you have your power button. So when you hit the mode button, you can start moving around here and looking for your coyote, your rabbit calls, and then your rodent calls. And you just use these little buttons here to scroll through there. When you want one, you just enter it. And then you hit it, and it'll play the sounds. And then you can go through this. Again, you can go through this with the directions here, and you can put it on repeat. You can have it on a repeat call, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try and use the rabbit calls on repeat. And again, I'm going to stick this on the other side of the yard. And I'm going to stick this on the other side of the yard, and then, you know, I'm going to try and flank this guy. It's not going to be easy. Plus, I'm doing deer season. I'm doing turkey season right now. So I've got a lot to juggle. Plus, I work. So finding time to do this, it's got to be sooner than later. Just because, you know, having him come out in the daytime like that, when me and Cindy were down there, that's dangerous. Especially if the chickens are out of the coop and they're free ranging around. If he's willing to come out there when we're out there, he's definitely willing to come out there and take a swipe at one of the chickens. And again, I have to do what I have to do to protect my chickens, and I don't care what anybody says. It's just the nature of the beast. And watching him on some of the trail cams that I have on, and watching what other animals move through there, he's definitely tracking these turkeys. He's definitely taking a peek at where these guys are going. He's not stupid. So trying to trick him and bring him out, that way I can dispatch him. I'm going to use this Mantis Predator call. Again, there's a ton of different options that you can use, I would say money-wise, but this was the more economic one for me. Again, this one was $29.99. They have another one for $39.99, and I think that one's got like 35 preloaded calls on there, and then you have the really expensive ones. But I'm going to give this one a shot. I've sat out there without this call and tried to see if he would show up at times that I saw him on the trail cam or somewhere in that time frame, and he just hasn't shown up. He's really random while he's doing his thing. Really random. And again, he's been out in the daylight quite a bit. We just pulled the trail cameras in a couple days ago, and boom, he was on the trail cam again. So I'm gonna have to do something with this guy again. Foxes, they're pretty animals, but this guy, he's sick and he needs to go. So this is what I'm going to use, the Mantis Predator electronic game call. So if you're having trouble with some predators on your property or something of that nature, give this a go. I'm going to do it. Again, I haven't used it out into the field yet to really promote it to its fullest extent when I get it out there. And if I do get them, or if it's going to take me a while to get them, I'll give you guys an update on this little bit of a saga that we have going on. So again, this is by Western Rivers. It's the Mantis Predator electric game call. It comes with 25 preloaded Predator game calls that include the jackrabbit, the coyote, and some rodents, and much, much more. I'd like to thank my old and my new subscribers and just the people that zip through. I greatly do appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do that for everybody that you watch on YouTube and other platforms as well. And like always, we'll catch you on the next one.